I've been seeing a lot of comments very similar to this one. This one says, what about the mixed children? This is a very nuanced topic, and so I will try my best to do it justice. First things first, I would like to be able to give you a disclaimer. I am fully African American. I do not have any, I myself am not biracial. And I think that that's a first place to start, because the biracial narrative, the biracial story, is one that I can only relate half to, because I am Black, and Black alone. I think that for those that are biracial, this is your platform as well. I believe that you should be able to say your truth as well, say your experiences, because they are also very valuable. Now, from a historical context, as we know in the United States, there was the one drop rule, right? And the one drop rule was that if you had one drop of African American in you, one drop of Black, one drop of slave blood, then you were considered Black. And that's how they treated you, was as a Black person, not as a biracial person, right? But as a Black person. Thing number two is this: within the African American community, biracial people, or white passing people, these are two different types of biracial people, right? For the most part, those that are white passing do tend to be biracial. And they were also very important to the advancement of African Americans, and to the advancement of civil rights and any other initiative that was working towards the freedom of a marginalized group, specifically African Americans, right? And why were they important? When it comes down to being a part of a movement, two things are very important: the message and the messenger. The reason why biracial people were very important is because if you are white passing, that means that you are invited into places and spaces where people that look like me may not have been invited. And it was then your obligation to find information, or to make relationships, or develop an understanding of what is going on the other side, for you then to come back to the Black community to say, this is what's going on. This is what we should be preparing for. So your voice is very, very necessary, but something that everyone should consider as we are all seeking to work together to unify ourselves, to help us through what's currently going on in America, is that two things are important: the message and the messenger. This is something that the civil rights had down to a science. When we talk about what happened with Rosa Parks and the bus boycott, right? This was actually, the bus boycotts were happening all over, right? But there was a reason why Rosa Parks was selected. It was because she was the right messenger for that moment. And that's why history records her instance more than anyone else's, even though hers was not the only one. We cannot get hung up on who the messenger is, because I may have the message, but if it's going to be best received through somebody else, you must give it to someone else. In order for the advancement of any type of movement, the message and the messenger is very, very important. And when it comes down to the messenger having to give the message, you must allow them to give the message in a way that will be received. You have to remember that you're not going to agree with 100% of anything that anyone says. But if we nitpick the parts where we disagree within the message, it dilutes the message. Of course, if you're the messenger, you want to make sure that you have the most accurate message as possible. But if you are the messenger and those that are part of the movement, you are supposed to support the messenger. You're supposed to support the means and the ways that things are supposed to be done. Very similar to the way that Congress works. Hear me, this is very important. When it comes down to voting for people in Congress, they are a messenger. You as the voter, you tell them the message that they're supposed to be given. If the messenger is not committed to delivering the message, you switch messengers. If you are not understanding what I'm telling you, I will say it very plainly. If your congressperson, if your senator, if your congressman or woman, the representative that's in the House of Representatives, that's both at the federal and the state level, if the governor, if the mayor, if the deputy mayor, if the attorney general, whomever is in government, they are a messenger to carry the message of their constituents. If they are not carrying your message, switch them out. Switch them out. So going back to mixed children and those that are of mixed heritage, you are important. You carry a message. But I don't want you to feel like you cannot give the message and you have to then wait on someone else to be able to carry your message, because they won't do your message justice. You have to be willing to put yourself out there to carry the message for those that you represent. Because I don't know the full message. I don't know the full impact. I am only African American. Okay? So if you're biracial, mixed with any races, right? You could be white and Asian. You can be black and Asian. You can be white and black. You can be Hispanic and black. It doesn't matter what the mixture is. You represent more than just yourself within that mixture. Add your voice to the narrative. Be that representative. Because you don't have to be overlooked. But if you want someone else to support you that's not from the collective of which you identify from, it will be very difficult. They will try their best to be able to represent you, but they will fall short. And that's something that you should remember.